Fatima Hassouna, the photographer who saw with her heart. It still feels unreal to write these words. My dearest friend, Fatima Hassouna, has been martyred. Even as I write, part of me waits for her familiar voice to echo in my ear, for her laughter, so magical, so full of light, to interrupt the silence that now surrounds me. We had a playful way of greeting each other, a ritual that belonged only to us. She could disarm anyone with her smile. But now there is only stillness. And the void left by her absence feels infinite. Fatima was more than a photographer and filmmaker. She was a deeply compassionate soul, a person whose presence radiated warmth and sincerity. Strong-willed in the best way, she stood firm in her beliefs and her art, yet carried herself with a grace that softened even the harshest edges. I knew Fatima since childhood. Life, however, had pulled us apart for many years, until Israel launched its genocidal war against Gaza. That tragedy, paradoxically, brought us back together. We reunited during a film project. She stood behind the camera, I had my pen in hand. That collaboration rekindled our bond with a depth neither of us could have foreseen. Amid the chaos and destruction, we found solace in each other. Fatima was not a mere documentarian. She entered the story she told. Her lens was not a shield, it was a bridge. The people she photographed were never subjects, they were friends. She earned their trust instinctively, because at her core was kindness, not curiosity. Her purpose was not only to record suffering but to affirm dignity. We lived just a street apart in Gaza City. After the war began, we walked everywhere together. With no taxes and prices spiraling, our feet became our only transport. But those walks were more than necessity. They were sanctuary. Every morning, she would call, saying, "Wait for me. Let's walk together." We shared everything during those walks, sorrows, secrets, silly thoughts. I never had to wear a mask around her. There were no pretenses, only truth. When she got engaged recently, her joy defied the grief surrounding us. Despite hunger, fear, and the daily trauma of war, she lit up like a child planning a celebration. Each market visit to search for clothes became an act of rebellion, tender, beautiful, brave. She insisted, even amid devastation, that love and life still mattered. With our small circle of friends, we created rituals of survival. We gathered weekly in our homes, cooked whatever food we could find, brewed bitter tea, there was no sugar, and sang. We sang until the pain dulled, until laughter returned. Those nights were our resistance. And Fatima was always our anchor. She had an enchanting voice, so pure, so haunting. When the hum of drones became unbearable, I would listen to recordings of her singing. Her voice was my peace, a reminder that something sacred still existed. Our friendship, rekindled during genocide, became something rare and indestructible. Formed in hunger, sleeplessness, and death's constant nearness, it bore a weight most bonds never encounter. When Fatima was killed, I felt as if a part of my body had been severed. I still feel that way. Each night, I wait for her call. I wait to hear her voice, telling me without preamble how she feels. She used to pray that she would never lose me. Now it is I who live in the loss. We were a team. Fatima with her camera, I with my notebook. We worked together in places like Al Yarmouk Stadium, once a football pitch, now a shelter for the displaced. We inspired each other. "I love your ideas," she once told me. "They make me want to shoot better." I wish I had told her more often how much I loved her gaze, how she captured not only the pain in people's eyes, but also their soul, their resilience, their humanity. One day, during a particularly harsh winter, Fatima looked around the stadium and said we had to do more. She convinced the director of her film project to distribute blankets. That day, we were not only documenting suffering, we were alleviating it. That day, she glowed. She had done what she always dreamed of doing, making a difference. She was only 25. Only 25, but her spirit carried the wisdom of generations. She was fierce yet gentle, brave yet vulnerable, and above all, she was full of light. I see her in the morning sun. In the streets we once walked. in the stories left to tell. Her loss is unbearable, but remembering her is how I endure. Fatima was my sister, my confidant, my light. May the world never forget the name Fatima Hassouna. May the story she told outlive the genocide that took her. And may we learn from her to live with courage, to work with purpose, and to love, always, with everything we have.